yeah, title this video, take a ride with me. Because I got somewhere I got to go. I got to see if I can find something. Looking for an actual appliance store, like a used one, but I don't know if it's really there or not, so I got to go try. But anyway, how y'all doing? If you're on the live, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. Appreciate it very, very much. Oh, man. Thank y'all. Appreciate it very much. But on another note, while I'm taking this ride, a lot of times you see people talking about, like, I'm going back to this video that I put out. Well, I didn't put out, but I remixed it. It's two guys, a whole shootout at a gas station, which is not an uncommon thing at this point because you see a lot of shootouts at these gas stations and whatever. These young guys out here doing reckless stuff. And one person commented and said, usual suspects, meaning that, in my opinion, I don't know for sure, but I think he was referring to the fact that they were melanated persuasion, meaning that they were black. Some black guys or whatever. My thing is this, is that doesn't, they were criminals. That's what they were. Another person on their comment, they were criminals, and that's the suspect. Doesn't matter what their skin color was. They were criminals. Now, if I was to flip the script and say, at a school shooting, and it's a white kid or unmelanated person, and then turn around and say usual suspects, then what would they say? Doesn't matter. That's my point. The point is, it doesn't really matter. What matters is that type of street behavior, regardless to whoever it is. People taking these firearms out in the streets and doing reckless and dangerous stuff with them, and often unaliving people that are not for any stupid reason. It doesn't matter what it is. So I'm going to get back on the subject. And if you come on the live, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I appreciate it very much. But it's just weird to me is that when people try to equate and recklessness to a skin color, when it has nothing to do with that. It's a lot of it has to do with your upbringing. A lot of it has to do with what you like what you were taught and how you was raised. A lot of it. And then what you value and what you don't value. I don't care what skin color the person was that's doing reckless stuff. I really don't. What I care about is we need to put a stop to it. And one thing is not the answer is this. More gun control. Or more limiting people's rights to keep and bear arms, regardless of guns, knives, or whatever. That's never the answer. It's never going to be an answer. I'm never going to ride with that because that's not the answer to this. Because it doesn't stop anything. It has zero effect on what criminals and unlawful people do. So this is not what this conversation is about. This conversation is going to be very opposite of that. Because a lot of times people don't understand the way that things should be. Here's my point to what I'm trying to get to is, of course, I'm trying to focus and drive at the same time. But what's up? What's up, Clinton? How you doing? I think that says Clinton. If I say your name wrong, please forgive me. It's just that it's hard to read the phone while I'm driving. But the reason why I say that is that your behavior, how you was raised, is going to have a lot of effect on how you see things. As it relates to firearms, a lot of these young guys that are out there doing this reckless stuff, number one, they learn this stuff on TV. They learn this stuff watching the movies. And no one holds the movies and the television and these rap videos accountable for that, for encouraging that type of behavior. That's number one. And a lot of them learn from the streets, from other idiots on the streets with the same stuff. So my point is this, and do me a favor, please hit the like button, please hit the subscribe button. My point is this, is that when you learn how to do things the right way, it changes your dynamics of what you should be doing and what you should not be doing. And that's why I always say I don't care how anybody feels about this. because I know I'm going to probably get a little bit of smoke about it. You this and that and that, because a lot of time people get in their feelings when they hear something that is right. And when I hear single moms, I'm only pointing this out because the reason why that I'm pointing this out is because a lot of these guys that are doing this stuff are raised by single women. Not saying all, but a lot of them are. And this is the reason why I point this out. If you got a young boy, and I said this in the other video, make sure you put them around real men. Real men that is upstanding, law-abiding, teaching you how to do something, showing you how to be productive the right way. Those type of men. That is what I'm talking about. Because if you lead these guys out here to these streets, and these young kids out here to these streets, these young guys, regardless, and what's going to end up happening in a lot of cases, not every case, but in a lot of cases, they're going to learn this stupid stuff from the streets, and then they're going to go out here and they're going to make reckless decisions based on what they got from the streets, as opposed to learning how to conduct yourself and carry yourself as a upstanding man. There's nothing wrong with being a law-abiding citizen. There's nothing wrong with being an upstanding type of person. There's nothing wrong with none of that. That is exactly how you're supposed to be. When I see people on the young boys on the street, that's corny, that's this, that's that. No, it's not. That shows your strength. That shows your strength, that you are able to withstand the pressures of being like everybody else. Meanwhile, you don't even realize that most people are like the way that I'm talking. The only people that's like the way you talking is the idiots that you be around, and you think that's the way you're supposed to be. But if you really look at the world overall, most men, real men, don't do that. They don't even act like that. If you go around real responsible gun owners, you're not going to learn how to be reckless on the street. You're going to respect it. You're going to have respect for that firearm. You're not going to be out here doing reckless stuff, and you're going to turn into a good guy with a gun, meaning that the only way you'll be out there using your firearm is to put an end to some dangerous stuff that's happening because you want to save innocent lives. That's what you would do. You're not going to be out there doing that crazy stuff. You're going to be the one to say, you know what, I'm not going to have. And you see something like that just about to transpire, and the first thing you're gonna say is, I don't want innocent people to die because we got reckless people out here again doing reckless stuff who don't value life. I value life, my life. I value the lives of people around me. Now, who lives I don't value is people that don't care about other people's lives. Sorry, I just don't. I just don't, because I just feel like you don't care. And that's my whole point is, I as a person who is a firearm owner, who's an advocate for firearm, being a responsible gun owner, I understand from both ends because I grew up in the city of Philadelphia, North Philadelphia. So I see it from both sides. But I understand that so a lot of time when people say usual suspects, my thing is this: you ignorant because you really don't know why they end up like that. A lot of these young guys don't have nobody around them teaching them the right way. Now, some of them, don't get me wrong, don't care. They don't, no matter what you say to them, and no matter how much you try to teach them the right way, they still want to do it the wrong way, whatever. But I'm not talking about them. But a lot of these young guys right here, so if you are a gun owner, a responsible gun owner, don't sit there and complain about what you see. How about you take a little bit of your time, just like I do, and teach a handful, one or two of them the right way. That's what you do. Don't complain about the circumstances. Add to it. If you got a little bit of time, teach them. That's why I love the dude from Black Guns Matter, and I love what he's doing. Now, I'm not doing nowhere near on the scale that he's doing, but when people ask me, I always refer to them to go look up Black Guns Matter. And if you really want to learn, be a responsible gun owner, if you want to learn about civics, or you do want to learn about, imminent threat and things like that, this is what this dude do on a regular basis. He do this every single day. This is his lifestyle. That's not mine, but I try to help people where I can. But this is what this man do. That's why I respect what he do, and I always refer people, if you don't know anything about firearms and you don't know about this, that's the first place I tell them to go. Go check out Black Guns Matter and follow his page. Support his channel if you can do financially, but better off, learn from him. Learn from him. I would love to see the day where a lot of people from the inner cities is flooding his business. Flooding his schooling and flooding his place, so that he's so overwhelmed with work and finances coming in when he could do it on a large scale. My thing is this: what he's doing is the right way, and where is the government and where's the politicians in that? He should not be having to ask for that much money when this man is doing something, and he had to ask people to donate and stuff like that. This is where the politicians are supposed to be like, we need to make sure he's well funded because he's better in the community, but they won't do that. That's a person that's actually making the community better, and they won't fund that. They won't even lobby for it. Why? Because it's not financially beneficial to them. They won't lobby for it. And that's why you're going to always have these young guys on the street, because these politicians most of these politicians, and I'm saying Democrats, they're retarded. I'm sorry, they're retarded. They don't know what they're doing. They don't care about their communities. They don't care about their neighborhoods. They want this type of behavior. They endorse this type of behavior because that's what they want. They do not want their neighborhoods nor their community to become better. And I would say to people, if you in that type of situation and you in them type of communities and you can't help it, the reason why you can't fix it is because everybody in the community continues to vote the same way. So they vote for these type of people to keep running the cities and running these towns and keep putting them in a position that don't offer anything in return. So if you know that the vast majority of the people are going to continue to vote the way, get yourself up out of it. Save your money, get your money up, get your money and get out of there. Because you're not going to be able to fix the problem if the vast majority of the people keep voting that way. Get out of there. That's what I say. Get out. Go somewhere where people got more of an open mind that's willing to vote better for people that are going to actually do the job to better their community. Not find slick ways to steal and extort money from the community they so-called serve. Because if they really cared, like the city of Philadelphia is where this guy is from, this guy should be well funded. But he's not. You know why he's not well funded? It's because of the fact they don't want their community better. And this video is really not about that, but I'm on the subject and I'm just going to stay on it because I think it matters. And that's why I say, like, a guy like him and what he's doing, I respect it. And my thing is this, there's some slight things that we may disagree on, but I don't care about that. That is zero what I care about as it relates to what he's actually doing. And I think his name is Maj, but like I said, I like what he's doing as far as Black Guns Matter and what he's doing. And it's not about black people because everybody joins his, he has a lot of variations of people that join. It's not about, it's for specifically for black people. No, that's just how he named it. It has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with, there's white people that's come a part of his class, there's black people, Chinese people, there's a lot of different races that comes a part of his class, and then learning from this brother of how to conduct yourself as a responsible gun owner and a lot more stuff beyond that. I'm just using one part of it. Hey Joyce, how you doing? God bless you. God bless you. Welcome in, welcome in. Please hit the like button. And for those that are on the live, please hit the subscribe button. Appreciate it if y'all do. Yeah, I'm taking a ride on my way somewhere. I'm trying to find something, and I'm trying to see if this store is still open, which I'm assuming that it's not, but I'm going to just take the ride anyway. Plus, my vehicle been sitting for a little while. It needs to be, it needs to move a little bit anyway. So I figure I'd just jump on here. Yeah, I hope everybody had a wonderful Christmas, too. I mean, I don't really get into Christmas, but I do hope everybody had a Christmas. I ain't getting nothing for Christmas, but it don't really matter. I'm not into it like that. I mean, I don't knock nobody for celebrating. I think everybody should, if you celebrate it, enjoy it. I don't have a problem with nobody celebrating it. I don't make a big deal out of it. I just don't get caught up in it because of the finance. So I don't want to feel pressured to have to do stuff and spend money because it's Christmas. But no, we don't know exactly when Jesus was born, but most Christians celebrate Christmas as the day that he was born, and they celebrate the birth of Christ. And because we don't know, I guess that's why they do it. And and my thing is this: that's the only thing that matters when it comes to Christmas is the birth of Jesus Christ. Because without that, there would be no salvation. So thank God for the Messiah. I mean, that's it. I mean, yeah, we know it's not his birthday, but if you don't celebrate it, then when you gonna celebrate it? But anyway, back to what I was saying. So it breaks my heart to see these young guys out here using these firearms for reckless reasons. And my thing is like, for the life of me, I'm like, what in the world could have possibly happened between you and whoever y'all was shooting at? Because I can't see everybody in there. That brings you to the level of, I'm willing to let everybody out here around me that don't even know me, that had nothing to do with what's going on. You willing to put all of these people's lives on the line and possibly kill people that had nothing to do with what's going on. You willing to just shoot up a community, shoot up a neighborhood, possibly kill people that had nothing to do with what's going on, because y'all out here shooting recklessly. What could have possibly happened between you and those people y'all were shooting at that brought you to that level? That brought you to that level. And they probably, oh yeah, he disrespected me on Facebook. He disrespected me on social media. Ain't nobody gonna disrespect. Who's supposed to respect you? What rule in the world say respect is something you have to earn? That is not an automatic. Respect is something you earn. It's not automatic. Now, there is a level of respect that people may give you to a certain extent. But he disrespected me. You don't even know what that sounds. You know how idiotic that sounds? Everybody wants respect, but respect is something that you have to earn. And the way you earn it is being a person that's respectable. That's it. If you're not a respectable person, everybody got to respect you. What's going on out in the pit? My brother, God bless you. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Anybody got to respect you. And that's the whole point. I see these guys and their feelings, they get mad. Oh, he disrespected me on Facebook. Man, shut up. Really, seriously. I remember working with people, man, and I say this a lot of time, and I say, man, and you know, as a young man, get out of your feelings about every little thing. Like, it's nothing worse than watching a young man pout like a little girl. I'm sorry, I'm going to say it the way I want to say it. I don't care if they don't like it. It's nothing worse than seeing a young man, or any man at that matter, pouting like a little girl. Shut up. Seriously. Like, that's crazy. Like, you're young, like, you need to go fix your manhood. If you pouting about every little thing that go wrong, and you all in your feelings and you mad to the point where you ready to go hurt, you need to go fix your manhood. Seriously. Go find some real men and hang out with them for a while to be a real man. Because there is something literally missing in your life. If you that mad that you out in the streets trying to shoot and kill somebody because of something they said on Facebook or on social media. I'm not saying that's the reason why they did it, but and usually there is some reason why they do it. It's some silly, stupid reason over something somebody said. What's up, Fantacular? What's up, my brother? How you doing? God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. Yeah, they way, you know, and I had to agree with you out the pit, is they just way too emotional, man. And you know, and it's funny thing is, this is why I love when we do the Fracker Show. And I think, to some extent, when we do the Fracker Show and they see us men on the show, and I know there's one woman on the show too, but when they see men making jokes again about each other, you know what I mean, and making jokes about different things, and you don't see us walking away with an attitude, mad, you know, man, I'm on my way to your house, you ain't gonna say that about me. That's why I think that the Fracker Show, outside of the humor and the comedy of it, I think for a lot of young men, it's necessary to see men be able to throw it out and take it and not be emotional about it. You get what I'm saying? Be able to take, I mean, because sometimes we in there making fun of each other. Sometimes we making people that come fun of somebody come on the show because they come in trying to chill. Sometimes we make fun of each other when they, you know, while we on the show. But it's all in fun, man. There's nothing malicious about it. We making fun of each other. And that's why you can't always get in your feelings about every little thing. Like, listen, anybody watch me on my lives, I get smoked I get people come my live calling me all types of stuff, and I think it's hilarious. Now, may not be so much original because they all seem to say the same thing, and after a while it's just like, yeah, the last 15 people said the same thing, bro. Come up with something original. But let somebody come in there and say something to me that's original. I'll be like, I'll laugh with you. Ain't that serious? I will laugh with you if it's original and it's funny. That's it. And my thing is that's why that's why I say, like, outside of the humor part, I think the Fracker Show is one of those things that a lot of young men, hopefully they watching that show and they watching what we doing. We come on Sundays at 12 o'clock noon p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I think a lot of young men, if you want to know how men can conduct themselves and make fun of each other and be around and not, ain't nobody mad when the show comes, we laughing and that's where you're a young man, come watch the show. Just watch it. Watch how men conduct themselves and ain't nobody getting hurt. We ain't even mad about stuff. We make fun of each other all the time. And then you'll know how to function. And that's right, out the pit, no matter what. If we go on each other's live, man, out the pit. If y'all in the comments, look at what he said. We will go on the other, in extension of what he's saying. We go on each other's live all the time and clown each other. If Ant live, we clown him live. If Fat Tatcher live, we clown him too. If Out the Pit live, he ain't live a whole lot, but when he live, we gonna clown him. Bam, we gonna clown him. You know what I mean? But that's what we like. That's this honestly speaking. When I was a young kid, y'all, and my uncles and them, this is what I used to see my uncles and them do. And I always say that they were upstanding men. They was hard working, take care of their family type men. But man, when they was together, man, your stomach would be busted all day long because they were just so funny. So funny. They was hilarious. When I say hilarious, they made fun of each other the whole time they was together. And you know what never happened? They never seen them turn around and start throwing fists at each other. I never seen them trying to fight each other. I never even seen them say, I'm not speaking to you no more. I never seen none of that. All I seen was a bunch of men making hilarious fun of each other and nobody ever got mad. That's right, Jay. You're absolutely right, Fat Tatula. You're absolutely correct, bro. We walk away and we just, listen, there are times I get off that show and I do go back and watch the show again because I go watch and see some of the highlights and stuff like that or whatever. And I still be laughing at the same stuff. I'm like, yo, because sometimes watching it the second time, it be stuff that you didn't really realize that happened. And it just be just as funny as the first time I heard it. And sometimes it's even more funny. But again, that's what we need more of. So if you're on this live, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. Make sure y'all check out the Fat Tatch. Make sure y'all check out the Fracker Show on Sundays, 12 o'clock noon. In my opinion, it's the best show on YouTube. And I mean, I argue that with anybody. And they might say, oh, you don't have that many views. It ain't got nothing to do with none of that. It's just, to me, it's the best show on YouTube. And you ain't got to like what I said. It is what it is. Wow. And that's how I feel about it. Like, listen, man, and for me, this is what I think a lot of young men need to know how to conduct themselves. And I'm not saying that this is the answer to all. I'm just saying that I think a lot of what we do, some of that is necessary. And they need to watch stuff like that. They need to see men around men and not get mad and angry at every little thing that happens and feeling like they're going to fight somebody or get in I just feel like I think it's a necessity. And that's just my opinion. I mean, y'all, people may disagree with me. They say, you know what, Ryan, you don't know what you're talking about. You right, your opinion don't matter. I mean, keep your opinion to yourself. Your opinion don't matter. Whatever, I get it. I mean, it is what it is. I ain't mad. Y'all call it what you want. But I love it, man. Like I said, it hurt my heart to watch these guys out there shooting recklessly. Don't get me wrong, that ain't the first time I've seen videos like that. And I see a lot of it. A lot of times I just don't repost it. And I just like, I'm not out. There's so much of that. I see way more of that type of stuff than people realize, and I just don't repost it, I just don't put it out there. The unfortunate part is a lot of reasons why is because if I posted everything I see, it would more add to the what do they call it? The narrative. It will add more to the narrative. Once in a while I will, but the reason why I don't post a lot of what I see, because all it's going to do is that it's going to add to the narrative, the stereotype narrative that is always the young black guys doing it. So a lot of times I just ignore it. I'm like, I'm not. I'll just turn it down. I'll just, okay, yeah. Once in a while I do, but a lot of times I don't. You know what I mean? Because my point is, it's not really like that. It's just what they catch on video. That's it. And most of the news stations are located in inner cities where most of these type of people live. So most of the places are a lot of crime and stuff, unfortunately. So a lot of them have cameras, surveillances and stuff. So a lot of the stuff you are going to catch on camera. And I'm not saying it happens less, but my point is, I just don't want to add to the narrative. Don't get me wrong, I could. I just try not to. And my thing is this, but on the flip side of it is, and I always say this, if you don't want that to be known about you, stop giving them so much to work with. Like if you feel as though it's always the same group of people, then tell the same group of people, stop giving them so much to work with. Stop committing crime. Stop being out there shooting and doing reckless stuff. And guess what? They won't have no video. They won't have none of this. How about you go do something meaningful and positive, videotape that, and that way they have to change the narrative. You have the power to change the narrative by doing better stuff. And that's how I see it, and that's how I look at it. You have the power to change the narrative by doing better stuff. By not going out there and shooting across the street, shooting on the gas station recklessly, carjacking, and all this other stuff that happens in these communities. You have the power to change the narrative by not being a participant in the narrative. That's why I don't like it. And that's the reason why I try to educate young men. Doesn't matter who you are, on why you have firearms, and how to be responsible with it. I mean, you can go to the range, you can go to the range, different range, whether it's indoor, outdoor. You can learn how to hunt, whatever. And I've never been hunting, but I see learn how to hunt. There's other ways you can shoot off and let off your firearm and nobody get hurt and nobody get killed, and you can enjoy it. You don't have to be out there in the street trying to prove that you're a tough guy, because you're not. You're reckless and you're an idiot. That's what you're proving. You're proving that you're stupid. You're proving that you don't care about life. You're proving that you don't care about other people's lives. You're proving that you need to be in jail and you should never be let out. That's what you're proving. That's what you're proving. And you're right, Jay. Spectacular, you're right. That energy is not welcome in a lot of these cities. Because the minute you start talking, oh, you corny, you a cornball, you this and that. Listen, I've been called cornball many a times. Oh, you corny, you this. And I'm like, all right, you're right, I am. And me being corny is the reason why I've never been to prison. Me being corny is the reason why I've never been to jail. Me being corny is the reason why I'm able to invest my money. Me and being corny is the reason why I'm living the way that I'm living, because I'm corny. If that's what it takes, if being corny produces what it produces in me, then I'm gonna remain on the corny side. If me being corny was the reason why I was able to get into real estate, then I'm gonna remain on the corny side. Everything that you're saying is corny has been beneficial to me financially and kept me out of harm's way and kept me out of trouble. So why would I want to be cool when cool hasn't gotten me anything, but corny has got me plenty? If based on what you're saying. So I'm cool with the corny. Because corny been paying these bills. I just wish I would have got corny a lot sooner, a little more sooner. Alright. I might have rode past where I was supposed to go. No, but I might stop back there. But yeah, I'm cool with being corny. And I was cool with it a long time ago. Once I realized the difference. I'm cool with going my own way. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. And that's my whole point. That is my whole point. Now I'm just using corny because that's what they call me, and I'm just using what they're saying. But honestly speaking, it has nothing to do with being corny or not corny. It's just I'm gonna go my way because I ain't trying to go to jail. I ain't trying to be. I don't want. I love my freedom. I love my freedom. I love being able to do what I want to do when I want to do how I want to do. And I ain't trying to go that route. And all that y'all talk about, all right, cool. Go ahead over there and keep doing that. I'm good. You shouldn't be doing it, but if you want to do it, keep going over there and do it. Stay over there with that. Don't bring it to me. Don't bring it to me. Real talk. Yeah, I'm cool with being corny, bro. I realize how beneficial that has been to me. I mean, I'm not really corny, but according to them, I'm corny. I think I'm a cool brother. Yep. And I think Fantacular, I think what happens with that also, as an extension of what you're saying, is I think you're absolutely right, is that they become comfortable with somebody else providing. Because you got to look at this. You go to jail, you got a roof over your head. You go to jail, I'm assuming they get 3 meals a day, a little bit of time outside in the yard or whatever. I mean, I don't know. But jail, I guess, to some people become easy because it doesn't require anything anymore. Now, there's the other part of jail that, I guess I've never been to prison. I mean, I'll say prison. I've never been to prison, so I don't really only know about what I hear. But I guess it's harder to make a life for yourself out here than it is to make a life for yourself in prison, because all you're doing is the same thing every single day. And I guess at some point you become comfortable with that. You get out here, you seem like it's harder out here, so you end up committing more crime just to go back there, because at some point you've been programmed that it's easier there, because you wasn't willing to put the work in to enjoy your life out here. And that shows you how much of a coward or how much of a backbone you lacked, because you folded and you quit, you folded, and that shows you how weak you really were, because you couldn't stand it. So therefore you went and did the easy route, commit more crime and stay in jail so you don't have to be out here, because it's too hard. And listen, that's the whole point. It's supposed to be hard. See, it don't have to be hard if you learn it and you put the work in. Because anything you start to do and it become more natural, it's no longer hard, because it become part of your nature. What started out once was hard, now it's becoming a part of your nature. And you're not surprised by it anymore. And I'm not saying you're not going to have hard moments. But when you get good at it, you realize it ain't as hard as you thought it was. It was just hard because you didn't know what you were doing. But when you start knowing what you're doing, and you know how to function out here, you know how this thing really works, it gets easier. Because you didn't quit. Yeah, Fantacular, you're right. I mean, I'm hoping I'm right. Like I said, that's just my take on it. But you're saying I'm right, and I'm quite sure, you probably know a little more about that than I do. I've never been to prison. I don't know if you've been there. I don't know if anybody else been there, but I just never been. So I'm only basing it off of what I think, just my own personal perspective and what I hear on the streets. And I'm from people that been to prison. But why would you want to quit, man, like this? But if you're around people, and it doesn't matter if you're male or female in this situation, is if you're around people that are positive, if you're around people that are about something, the first thing you have to do is you got to change the people that you are around. I'm dead serious. If all you think about is robbing, stealing, and killing, or trying to take something from somebody, then you are around the wrong crowd. You need to separate yourself. You are not going to get anywhere in life if you continue to spend your time around that type of behavior, because all that's going to produce is more criminals and criminal behavior. You have to separate yourself from that type of behavior. You have to. You might not think that it matters, but it does matter. Anything you spend a lot of time around, you start to become like it. here's my point to that. And the reason why I know this to be so is if I spend a lot of time, right? Let's say, I give you a prime example. Most of us don't care about certain commercials. But because that commercial pops up all the time, you start to learn the jingle to a commercial that you can care less about. Why? Because you keep hearing it. That's why. You keep hearing it. You keep seeing it. You keep hearing it. You keep seeing it. So what they're doing is they programming you. And what ends up happening is you become more programmed, more programmed, more programmed, more programmed. And now you know the jingle or the commercial, and you don't care. You don't even have the product, but yet you know the commercial. And my point is because you become programmed, and they understand that. They spend a lot of money studying people to understand the human behavior. So if you spend a whole lot of time around people that are negative, don't have no energy, don't have nothing going on about them, they lazy, they trifling, they don't want to do nothing, they criminal minded, they want to take it, they want to steal. You might have started out saying, oh, I'm not going to be like them. But you stay there too long, you start to become like them. You start to sound like them, talk like them, walk like them, act like them. You start to become the very thing that you said you weren't going to become. All because you kept spending time there. That's the problem. You kept spending time there. Oh yeah, heck no, I ain't going in there. Now I'm looking for this place and I just realized the name of that place. I already know I can't afford that stuff. Yeah, that I need appliance, but I just was trying to figure out. Yeah, I already know who that place is. That's for rich folk. I ain't rich. Yeah, that's for rich folk. I mean, they got stoves in there that cost $15,000, and they got stuff. Yeah, that place is for rich, bro. It ain't for me. I'm gonna have to take another trip one day to where I know to go. I just didn't want to drive that far, but I'm gonna have to. Yeah, I've been one of them. Not that one, but I've been into another one, and I realized that it's for rich people. They had some nice stuff in there though, appliance wise. I gotta get a new washing machine. I mean, mine is still working, but I know it's about to go. And I'm not gonna go through the trouble of fixing it because it's just too much work when I found out what was actually going wrong. So I gotta get another washing machine at some point. But when I went there, I was like, yeah, nah. This ain't gonna probably be a used one, but they said it was used, but that place ain't got no. They got used stuff, but their used stuff is expensive. I ain't doing that. I can't afford that. I mean, I gotta go where the broke people go, where I go. Poor people. Man, this wind is blowing out here like crazy. I know one thing, I'm glad the temperature went up a little bit out here. We had 47 in my truck. I don't know if that's right, but it usually off about a couple. But we out here, it's 47 degrees. And it's very, very windy. How's everybody doing? Jay, how you doing if you're still there? Out the pit if you're still there. Joyce, if you're still there. How y'all doing? How's everybody doing? Stuff is blowing in the front of the wind blowing so hard, it's blowing stuff out on the road. Yeah, I heard Ant on his live. Ant Like the Bug was on his live. He was talking about the wind. I guess it made its way here now. The wind is blowing like crazy. Like my truck is, it's doing a wave. And now I got the windows up and stuff, and you can hear it. Well, I guess you can hear it. I don't know if y'all can hear it. I can hear it. Ooh, I just drove by the gun range. Hi, gun range. Bye, gun range. Oh, yeah. It's like, yeah, I can't go there. I thought there was another place. I didn't realize that appliance. I mean, they sell other stuff too, like refrigerators. They sell like kitchen stuff. But that place is expensive. Yeah, nah. So I'm gonna have to take a long trip one day and go get one, a used one from, my old hood. That's what I'm gonna say, my old hood, where I grew up at. Because you get them a dime a dozen there. I just didn't want to take that drive. But I'm gonna have to take another day and go take a drive down there. That means I'm gonna have to go pick something up and manhandle it. Yeah, it's windy up here like crazy, man. I got a nice sized truck. It's like a sailboat right now. I feel like I'm driving like I'm in a sailboat. It's waving. Yeah, I'm hoping to get to the range someday this week. I gotta look at my funds, see if I got any fund money, because I'm running out of fund money. I definitely wanted to get to the range at least one day this week while I got time. While I got a little bit of time. But I gotta see if I got any fund money. See, I probably would have fund money, but I'm so quick to go want to invest it all the time that I'll be using up my fund money. And I'm hungry too. But I appreciate y'all on the live. I appreciate y'all spending your time with me. I know I don't never take any of that y'all time, anybody's time for granted. Appreciate it, because that's the most valuable thing that you have, is the time that you have. And for those that spend it on my live on a regular basis, and for those that did it for a few seconds, I appreciate it all. Really, really do. I mean, I take none of that for granted. I really don't. I really do. I mean, make sure y'all checking out the Fracker Show. That comes on every Sunday at 12 o'clock noon Eastern Standard Time. Tonight we got Philly Talk. I don't know if we have a guest or not. I leave that in the hands of Ant Like the Bug. So if we have one, they'll be, we'll see. But I let him to get a guest. If we don't, we just do it together. There's so much stuff that me and him can talk about as it relates to Philadelphia. I'm still trying to figure out how I want to do this other show, which just finding some positive, good stories and just, reaction to it. I definitely want to get that up and running as soon as possible. I just haven't figured it out. And then, for those that's on the live, I want to do this other thing, and I don't, because I thought about it, where like for people like Mandoof, Magic 47, and Justice, who runs on diesel, they're truck drivers. So I want to do a segment where if we can try to get reach out to people who drive tractor trailers and just get tractor trailer stories, like American trucker stories. I don't know how I do it, but I do want to do that too. I mean, just because I know there's a lot of stuff that happens on the road that's probably funny, that's probably crazy, that they see, and then we don't have to have video of it, just them telling their story of what happened on the road. Because I'm quite sure they out there and they see a lot of stuff that we might not never hear about or whatever. And I know some of it's probably funny, so I'm gonna see if we can probably try to. That would be a nice little segment to add into the OG network of, truckers and stuff like that. Ant, hands down, it was Ant. I ain't even got to think about that out. Hands down, Ant was always the funniest. That's not even a debate. I was always the debate ain't even a debate. Ant was always definitely the funniest. I never really considered myself to be funny. I just had moments that are funny. I don't really consider myself to be funny. I never really considered myself to be funny. I don't know. I've had moments. I think I got maybe a little more funnier as I got older, but Ant was always. Ant was so funny. Ant had people trying to kick his behind because of him. Yeah, see, Ant was the type of person. Ant was the one that was so funny that you ready to fight. Like, that's how funny Ant was. Ant had people ready to beat him up because he was just going in on him. Yeah, Ant is different, man. I think I have more, maybe closer to a drier humor. Ant is just all out funny. Like, I just think Ant is all out funny. I just think mine is a little more closer to a drier humor. But Ant is just all out funny. I have my moments, but Ant is just like, you know what I mean? He's hilariously funny in a lot of different ways. But he was always like that. Like, he just, and then, but me and him, the other thing is we have real good chemistry. We grew up together. We've been around each other. And we have real good chemistry and stuff like that. And kind of like how we all on the Fracking Show, we all got real good chemistry, and we feed off each other's energy. So a lot of time with me and Ant, we've been like that too. Growing up, we feed off each other's energy. So I might say something, he might say something, and it might spark something, and we just keep rolling with it. But Ant is a different type of funny, man. I ain't gonna say different. Ant has always been funny. Like, Ant was that type of person make you want to kick his behind. Rarely was anybody was going to out joke Ant. It was rare for somebody to out joke Ant. Like, that's just what he was. You know what I mean? And when he in his zone, like, I'm being honest with y'all, I really don't think we seen Ant in his zone. Like, when Ant in his funny zone, I don't think we've gotten that Ant in his funny zone. And I'm gonna tell y'all like this, just so y'all know, with all the other frackers, if y'all hear what I'm saying, if there ever a moment when Ant get in his funny zone, if we just, you know how when somebody in the zone, you just keep feeding them, you just gotta keep feeding them. That's when we all had to catch it at that moment. And if we keep feeding them, you be like, oh yeah. Yeah, you gonna be like, yeah. We had to just, like, believe me when I tell you, Ant is he's hilariously funny, man. But I'm gonna tell you something, you know what I mean? And not because he's my cousin or whatever the case may be, but Ant is probably one of the biggest hearted people I've ever been around in my life. And I mean, I know some people with big hearts, and he's one of those people that has a big heart, man. And I think he has a big heart to the point where he tries to do a lot more than he's capable of doing. Like, Ant would, when they say Ant would try to help you with his last, he would try to help you with his last. Ant will go broke trying to help people. Like, literally, that's how big of a heart that he is. And I don't always think that's a good thing. I'm different. But I just know that, you know what I mean, like, he just have a real big heart, man. You know what I mean? And outside of his humor, like, he's just, like, he has a big heart. Like, you know what I mean? He's one of those people, man, that you just be like, man, he's just a good person. Like, all around, Ant is just a really, really good person. I mean, like, you know what I mean? He has a big heart. Yeah, step God. Yeah, that was funny. That was hilariously funny. I looked at when, like, later we talked, and I looked at it like, that was a funny way to say to something, in my opinion. I'm not saying, taking nothing away from what he said. Like, I look at it like, well, that was a funny way to saying you worship Satan. Satan is your God. That was just me. That's the way I looked at it after the fact. Like, yeah, I guess Satan would be like a step God. But yeah, he was funny, man. Like, I have never, in all the humor that I have been around in my life, ever heard nobody say that. I don't think anybody has ever. I'm going to go on a limb and say no one has ever said that. That is exclusive. No one has ever said that. I don't care what nobody say. I don't think nobody was brave enough to say somebody has a step God. So I'm gonna go with, yes, that's an Ant Like the Bug exclusive. Real talk. That's an Ant Like the Bug exclusive. I don't know if this lady just didn't put her hood down, or is it damaged in the front? But I ain't gonna tell her, because I don't care. I'm wrong. Oh no, it's damaged in the front. I was ready to say, because it looked like her hood was about to come up. I'm wrong. I was gonna let her hood fly up. See, now Ant would have went and tried to fix it. Like, yo, lady, your hood gonna come up. Better lock your hood. Not me. See how mean I am? I was gonna let her hood fly up. Yeah, I never heard it. Like, I heard some humor in my lifetime, but I've never heard that one. Ant is hilarious, though. That was hilarious. But like I said, if you ever get Ant in his zone, like, like, you know how Michael Jordan, when he in his zone, you just got to keep feeding him that ball. You ever get Ant in his zone, you just got to keep feeding him with it. And only he gonna have your stomach busted. But he's funny. Ant is very funny. I mean, I think everybody on the Fracker Show is funny. I think all of us are. In our own unique ways, we are all funny. But, when Without the Pit asked the question, I just felt like when he said between me and Ant, yeah, that ain't even up to debate. Oh, yeah. You know what? That ain't a bad idea. Real talk, that ain't a bad idea. We can talk to him about it. Like I said, Ant, we used to call Ant Live. Like, that was one of his other nicknames, Ant Live. And the reason why is because he just bring that life with him. I mean, and so when he say he be lifing, one of the nicknames Ant used to have was Ant Live, because he just bring that life with him. Like, he just, he know how to light up the room. You know what I mean? His personality, his humor and stuff, he just know how to light up the room. That's all. So we used to call him Ant Live. But yeah, we can work on that one. Try to convince him to go over there. But yeah, and I think a lot more, now that Ant's becoming more comfortable on the camera, he's starting to open more up with the camera, that you're probably going to see a lot more humor come out than what we already seen. Because I think, when you first start on camera, you're still trying to, but I think now that he's really in his groove with the camera, he's enjoying what he's doing, you're just going to see a lot more out of him. And you're going to see a lot more humor out of him. That's all I'm saying. But like I said, I think everybody on the Fracker Show is hilarious. I think all of us are funny, very funny. I think we all hilarious. And I think the energy that we all bring to the show, the individual energy, says a lot too, because, like you and Bam, y'all know each other, but again, it's like a group of people that don't really know each other. Some of us don't really know each other outside of meeting on YouTube, but you would have thought that we grew up together or known each other for some time, because the energy, when we doing the Fracker Show, how we just flow with it, and it's nothing is scripted, and yet it turns out good. And I love it. And I love it. I love the fact that it's not scripted, and we still turns out hilarious. It still turns out fun, where we have some serious moments. We go from one extreme to the other. Sometimes it's serious, sometimes it's, subject based, opinionated based. But we always resort back to the humor. And it's educational sometimes. Sometimes it's some knowledge being spit. So the Fracker Show isn't so much one-dimensional, all humor. Humor is the bigger part of it. But I just love the energy, man. And I love what it brings. And I love the fact that we all come different. And we're not the same. We have similarities, but we come with our own energy. We're not on there trying to fake it, trying to be this, trying to be that. We just, a bunch of men, like we had a restaurant just talking. Whatever. We had a group at a restaurant. But you and Bam, y'all gonna stop putting crabs online. I'm starting to feel some kind of way, because I ain't had no crabs in a long time. And I'm looking at Bam Bam's food and he had those nice, juicy looking crabs. And then I see crab on your thing. They were still alive, but they still look delicious. I don't care if they was cooked or not cooked. I still wanted to eat them. Now I really want some crab now. I need to get me some crab because I tried to fight it, but I'm gonna have to go get me some. Somebody keep talking me out of it. I ain't gonna say who, but now we should have this. Now we should have that. I'm like, you know what? I ain't listening to you no more. I'm just gonna go get me some, whether you like it or not. Yeah, man. We gonna sign in up for Tyler on the Fracas Show cruise. Yeah, why not? Why not? I feel sorry for he get up on the stage. If he gets up on that stage and he start roasting people and somebody think they gonna go in on him, I feel sorry for him. Real talk, I feel sorry for him. They be like, oh yeah, what? Nah. I tell y'all one thing, man. I wish I could go fishing. I mean, I wish I could go feed the fish. It's too cold. I ain't doing it. I gotta wait for the water to get warm. I ain't doing it right now. It's too cold. I mean, some people fish when it's cold. I ain't doing that. That's not me. I ain't gonna do it. Oh, man. But yeah, appreciate y'all hanging in there, taking this ride with me. I'm on my way back anyway, but I had to go look. I didn't realize where that place was. I mean, they got the $1 million appliances. That ain't for me. I should have realized it. Well, no, I didn't realize the name, but when I seen it, I was like, yeah, that place is for rich people. Ain't no need me walking in there. Yeah, I mean, how they say, stay in your class, you'll last. You go in there, yeah, I need a wash and dry. They're like, yeah, we got this one right here. It's only $17,847. No problem, brother. Fantacular. God bless you, man. God bless you. Thank you for hanging in there with a brother. Really, really do. Nope. I ain't listen. I already knew. Once I seen that name, I forgot that I was in one of those stores before, acting like I was gonna buy something, and I know darn well I couldn't afford nothing in that place. But I wasn't in that one, I was in another one. But once I got there, and then it hit my head, I was like, yeah, nah, I ain't going in there. Nah. Chuck, we don't even go, don't. Nah, and then they might have aggressive salesmen in there too. You know what I mean? You know them aggressive salesmen make you feel like you can't leave. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, you know how you been somewhere and you got them real aggressive salesmen? I mean, they try to make that commission and they got you, now you trying to get out the store. No, let me show you something else. I ain't got no money, man. You ain't got some money. We gonna get that money out of your pocket. Like, man, look, bro, I work a 9 to 5. I make $6 an hour. I can't afford nothing in here. Yes, you can. Yes, you save up. Let me tell you about our family. You don't have to make a payment for 3 years. Why y'all gotta be so aggressive? Eating Takis for lunch. Man, go get some real food. Takis is not real food. Yeah, I don't like them aggressive salesmen, man. They be just, whew. I'm like, man, they trained y'all well. Y'all don't even let people leave the store. And I gotta get aggressive. You know what I mean? Like, get off of me. I ain't buying nothing. Get out of here. Because y'all aggressive now. I gotta get aggressive. Just so I get out of the store with my money in my pocket. I mean, stop being so aggressive. But yeah, I appreciate y'all hanging in there. I'm getting ready to get off the live. I mean, I gotta go find me something to eat. Cause I'm hungry now. But I'm gonna let y'all go ahead. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all spending y'all time with me. Ron's opinion don't matter. I'm out of here. Peace!